project coordinator for this Audubon program. The NATIVE project is an acronym that stands for Native Agriculture to Invigorate Ecosystems. The native agriculture that we're talking about is the native warm season grasses, which are the deep-rooted, tall prairie grasses that traditionally grew in this area, the delta of Mississippi and Arkansas. So our project is focused on the delta of Arkansas and Mississippi to grow these native warm season grasses, specifically switchgrass to begin with, for seed production. The reason that we're wanting to do this is that the Corps of Engineers has some irrigation projects in this area, and instead of using the regular grasses to seed the rights-of-ways, the waterways and things like that, they're wanting to use the native grasses that have more environmental benefits and as well are more hardy and not near as weedy and invasive as the regular grasses. So their problem is right now they have a high demand for the seeds, but they don't have enough area of land to produce the volume of seeds that they really need. So our project is to try and make those two come together, and that's why we need you, the farmers, to help us meet this demand. The NATIVE project has 3 goals. One is seed production of the local genotype native grasses. The second is to create a conservation plan for your farm. And the third is to work to create a financial plan, working with Alcorn State here in Mississippi, if that's what you want. So to talk a little bit about how to produce these grasses, Tom's going to go into more detail, but I'm going to talk more about the financial benefits that we offer through NATIVE and some of the regulations or stipulations that we've got. So if you're interested in the project, we'll come and do an on-farm visit to see your facilities and see how much you want to grow, or see if you have the correct soil types and things like that that are beneficial to grow the grasses. And in the Delta region, it's pretty common. It'll be all right. So we'd like to grow these grasses like a new cash crop. So we'll be planting the fields in monoculture sections of ideally 5 acres. And they will be planted in switchgrass to begin with the seed that will be provided from UAPB, who is one of our project partners on this. For the last, 15 years or so, UAPB has been working to build up their seed bank of these local genotype prairie grasses, and they're ready to act on it now. So if you decide that you'd like to do this as an alternative crop, we will pay $500 per acre for up to 2 years that you have planted in these local genotype seeds. This $500 acre will be used for inputs such as fertilizers, herbicides, disking, prepping the fields for planting, and just regular maintenance. Also pay another $300 for rental payments, $300 per acre for rental payments for the land that's planted in the grass. So this would be a total of $800 per acre per year for up to 2 years to grow the grasses. And it's an upfront payment. So we'll pay $800 per acre for the first year, and then at the end of the first year, if you're still growing the grasses, we'll pay you another $800 per acre. I know it's a new crop. None of y'all have really grown grasses like this before, so we've got a field of experts and our consultants that we're working with that will be here to help everybody through the process. This is what I'm here for, is to help y'all succeed and to grow the grasses. So because this is such a different crop, we realize that you'll need different equipment as well to help plant the grasses. So we are going to form a co-op with farmers that are growing the grasses to help provide the specialized equipment like the drills or the spreaders, and then eventually harvesters when that time comes. Harvesting won't happen for at least 2 years because the way the grasses mature and harvest. So that's the idea of having 2 years payment for the grasses while they're maturing and coming to seed. Not only is it financially beneficial to sell the seeds, but you could also use the biomass that's left over. Biofuels are becoming real popular. Switchgrass is one of the leading plants as far as being able to produce a high volume of ethanol. You can also bale the hay, use it for fodder or just ground cover once the seeds have been harvested. So the second part of the plan, or second part of the project, is conservation. And so we're working in collaboration with, in our Natural Resource Conservation Service here in Mississippi, it'll be Kevin Nouns, who's going to speak later on about how NRCS does conservation plans for your farms if you're interested. They also provide a wide variety of farm bill programs that are additional economic incentives. But like I said, Kevin will speak about that later. And we also have financial planning that we're going to talk about. Ms. Carolyn Banks from Alcorn State will be talking about that. She works with small farmers for loan programs, things like that. Financial planning is pretty good to help protect yourself just from the inherent risk that farming involves. So I know that's a lot of information pretty quickly, but we passed out to everybody highlights of the project and kind of what we have to offer. So you can look that over, see what you think, and if you do think that it's something that would be good for you, we'll be here all day and get your contact information. We can talk, maybe give you a little bit more information, come out and do a farm visit and see what you think from there. So kind of what I was saying is $800 per acre for up to 2 years to grow grasses, and also conservation and financial planning that we have offered if you're interested.